This is the X-Fan Show. For the fans, by the fans.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12!
Welcome to the A-Train Show, the show where you can ride with A-Train, dropping the facts you know. Latest in sports and entertainment, word up, we running the pavement. Get your pens ready, got the hot takes that'll make the headlines sweaty. Welcome to the A-Train Show, the show where you can take a ride with the A-Train, talking the latest in sports and entertainment. Yeah, it's the A-Train. Peace. Welcome to the A-Train Show, the show where you can ride with A-Train, dropping the facts you know. Latest in sports and entertainment, word up, we running the pavement. Get your pens ready, got the hot takes that'll make the headlines sweaty. Welcome to the A-Train Show, the show where you can take a ride with the A-Train, talking the latest in sports and entertainment. Yeah, it's the A-Train. Peace. Welcome to the A-Train Show, the show where you can ride with A-Train, dropping the facts you know. Latest in sports and entertainment, word up, we running the pavement. Get your pens ready, got the hot takes that'll make the headlines sweaty. Welcome to the A-Train Show, the show where you can take a ride with the A-Train, talking the latest in sports and entertainment. Yeah, it's the A-Train.
Welcome to this edition of the A-Train Show. The A-Train Arlington Lane, back at it again here on Tuesday. You know, I missed y'all from last week. I missed y'all on last week, man. So wanted to make sure we got into the show today. The Reverend Doctor is on his way in just a little bit, but we'll get to him in a moment. But I really want to discuss, because I know we're supposed to have it Thursday, but Thursday some things came up. And believe it or not, I was on vacation, but you know, people always tugging and pulling and whatnot. What's up, BK? One of my favorite, I can't say listeners, but it's favorite viewers of the show. I'm getting all that together, so y'all have to bear with me today because I'm just getting back into the fold, you know, after this great weekend of sports that, you know, took place and whatnot. Shout out to my man Scoop B with his brand new show. I had it, man. Don't forgive me, dog. I had it. He just finished Scoop B Radio, and now he's dropping a new podcast that he's just put out called The Pull Up. See, I was finna say something totally different than what it was supposed to be. Don't hold it against me, brother. Okay. But The Pull Up is now his new radio new show that you'll make sure you check it out on YouTube over at Scoop B's YouTube channel. All right, let me make sure I got everything. I get everything together before I even drop what's next. So yeah, just a lot going on. But the NBA playoffs are heating up. We are in round number 2 now. And big ups to the Philadelphia 76ers for getting past the Boston Celtics, and of course the Detroit Pistons for coming back from a 3-1 deficit themselves and getting into round number 2, because a lot of people felt like, even me, I felt like the Orlando Magic had their number, but they just fell apart, especially in those last 2 games. And then it led to the end of tenure for Jamal Mosley in Orlando. And that sucks because they look like they were on the up and up, but at the same time, there were rumors behind the scenes saying that he couldn't keep control of the locker room. So, and Paulo is one of the reasons behind that. So that's just a rumor. I'm not saying that it's fact. So whatever you take here, leave it as rumor. I also but the 76ers in the first game, they took a defeat to the New York Knicks in a nasty way, a blowout at that. And I can understand because, look, they just came fresh off of a game against Boston and a game 7 where they were on the road. Then they had to go back on the road again and try to do it all over again. But they dropped the first game to the Knicks. I think it was like 137 to 98. Yeah. 137-98. So they dropped that. And then the game of the night, which should have been on NBC more than anything, you could have did that a playoff doubleheader for all I care. They decided to put that on Peacock, and it was the better game of the 2, with the Spurs and Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves, with in return by Anthony Edwards, who had 18 points last night, get the dub in San Antonio. Now, this series right here, it's going to be interesting. And the reason I say that is because this San Antonio Spurs team who's number 2 seed, won 62 games, do not have a lot of playoff experience compared to the Minnesota Timberwolves, who have found themselves in the conference finals, I think the last 2 seasons, or have found themselves in deeper playoff runs, let's say. And they have the more experience of the 2 teams. And granted, Anthony Edwards last night, he was on himself about how he played, and he wasn't happy with how he played, which is always a good sign from a leader on your squad. You want to be that type of person where you take ownership in the mistakes, and you want to be accountable for the things that you do on the court, win or lose. And that's how Anthony Edwards portrayed it. You know, he was very unhappy with how he played in the game last night. And, you know, he let it be known at the end of the game with Jordan Cornette. So again, that's one of the things that I like about Anthony Edwards' game on the court, is that he'll take accountability for the mistakes and whatnot, that even if things are right and they win, because Jordan Cornette was telling them, like, you won the game, basically saying, like, you won the game. And Anthony was like, yeah, we won the game, but I have to be better. I can't do certain things in the final moments of a game where it could cost us, because there would be a different song if they were to lose. But they get the dub last night, get still a road win in San Antonio with a 104-102 win. But again, the game itself, that could have been featured on NBC. Then I get it, Knicks and Philly just seem like a better matchup, and that's fine. Oh, snap. I usually give him the link and I didn't. Oh, so that's on me, brother. That's on me. I'm sorry. And so, but yeah, that game last night on NBC on Peacock should have been on NBC. It was the better. And you're seeing two squads right now. One that's really trying to get over the hump, and a team that's trying to get back to what it once was in the San Antonio Spurs. That was an organization that was built around playoff victories and championships and legacies and stuff. And so they're now just getting back into the fold. When you find another potential dynamic star, a big man, is what Spurs have been known for over the last 25 years or so. And we're talking like names like Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and you'll be amazed with what Victor Wembanyama was able to do. He had a triple double with blocks, man. Triple doubles with blocks. Who does that? Who does that, yo? Like, for real. Doc's in. Doc's in the house. Let's get him in right now. No questions asked. Yeah.
What it do?
That's good, sir.
We in this joint, man. How you feeling?
After last night's games, man, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Like, after last night's games, I know that one series should be a good one, and that another might be one team that's got more rest than the other, and they finna take over.
Yeah,
I think that's gonna be a good series too. I think it's just one game. I know I got heat for that over the Orlando and Detroit matchup when Orlando took 3 of the first 4 games. Like, Foles in Detroit was getting nervous.
on it. Yep.
They was nervous for real. But yeah, we got these Lakers Thunder matchup coming up tonight, and then we got Cleveland and Detroit this evening. They first, and then Lakers Thunder to end the night. What are your thoughts been so far on these NBA playoffs, Doc?
I think my camera went out. Man, so far everything's been. Hold on, I think my camera is trying to connect again.
Okay.
Yeah. My sound is still here, but my camera kind of went out.
I hear you.
My thoughts on this Lakers OKC game, man, is really not even a contest. I don't think, especially without Luka. I do feel like they'll give them some sense of a run. There you go. They'll give some sense of a fight. I don't know how much of a fight you're gonna give OKC, man, without a heavy, healthy team, because I think LeBron gonna have to do too much, or Austin Reeves is gonna have to do too much. So I don't know, man. I'm hoping that they don't get blown out, which I don't think they will, but I'm hoping that don't happen.
This is what I'll say to that effect. The Thunder are just as vulnerable as any team in the NBA. And the reason why I say that is because they don't have Jalen Williams in this series unless he makes a return back. And that's another key piece to the Thunder that got them a championship on last season. And
that's true.
And when my thing with that is, you have to, and I was talking with a friend about this, you can let Shai Gilgeous-Alexander score all the points he wants, but if you don't stop the other members, that's what we've always said about teams with superstars. And if you can't stop the superstars, stop everybody else.
Yes, the others. The others is who kill everybody, man.
Exactly. Stop the others. That has always been the key piece when it comes to this type of series. When it comes to a playoff series, if the superstar is getting the others around him involved, that's the problem.
Agreed.
And so,
agreed.
And I think this Lakers series can be different if they go by that route. Stop everybody else. Let Shai do what he needs to do, because he's gonna get to the line 15, 20 times. Period.
Do you not feel like they gonna try to do the Lakers the same way?
With who?
I'm saying just stop LeBron, stop Austin, and make the rest of them have to fight for it. You know, you're gonna need a good game from Smart. You're gonna need a good game from Nakamura. I mean, you know, I just don't.
Right. That's understandable because at this point you have two that you have to deal with. And you know what? I'm gonna have to put Austin Reeves in there because he's a guy that can score. But my
That's
thing
why I
is
said,
LeBron can do the same thing. But see, that's the difference is you're messing with two people compared to the Thunder dealing with just one. That's the difference here.
I mean, but they got scavenger. See, the thing that makes the Thunder dangerous, they got scavenger players. You know why Detroit ended up winning with Rip and all of them? They played. It's not that Ben Wallace is the great scorer. It's not like they had like this dominance. If Chauncey wasn't on or Rip wasn't on, they really didn't have like you couldn't cancel. You can really bank on Tayshaun Prince scoring like these bananas amount of points. They were good at scavenging playing, and that's what OKC remind me of is that they do a lot of scavenging playing. So like you don't really need them to do like great play. You just need them to scavenge. You just need them to be dangerous on the board and dangerous on steals and dangerous in getting to the lane and free throws. They do that, they win, man.
Right.
It's pretty much you got Dort and those guys. They just need to get to the line. They get to the line or they play off the ball. Oh no, man. I really feel like that's what made them great last year.
Hmm.
That's what's gonna make them great now is that they play scavenger ball. Let him shoot, but everybody else crashing the boards. They falling on the floor. They running, plays down or players down. I just feel like at the end of the day, they're gonna need it's gonna be that kind of ball playing which is why LA got a Marcus Smart because Marcus Smart play like that, which is why they need that kind of play because you're gonna need that against OKC anyway.
Exactly. And you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Um, you you bring in a Marcus Smart because of his defense as well. And the problem on the Thunder side is going to be um, how dirty can Lou Dort get in this series? How dirty does he need to get so that way that they can get advanced to the next round? Because you know dang well he's gonna try and get a little dirty in this series, especially with a
That's
LeBron
that's my
James
point.
and an
That's my
Austin
point.
Reeves. So how far
That's my point.
are these refs going to go? Are they going to allow a lot of this play, or are they going to try and clean it up? And it's going to be determined probably right here in game one tonight. So we're going to see
And
how
then you got to remember if they play like that, who's the number one complainer?
LeBron.
LeBron. LeBron. LeBron gonna sit there and be barking at the refs. It's gonna change the narrative of the play. Of course, he's gonna be barking that I mean, with Shea doing this, Shea does the same thing. He just is not as highlighted for it as much as LeBron is. But you think about it, it's gonna be that kind of. I don't suspect that the refs will let them play because it's gonna cause too much rift between who's gonna get the calls and who's not. I think that was kind of the Jaylen Brown, the Jaylen Brown MB flopping statement that was made because it's almost kind of like you can barely touch him, but then once you use your elbow, everybody do it. Paul George, like all of them, do the push off and he does it, and it's almost kind of like you pretty much, you know, throw the can at him. But they started saying it's pretty much because of his character towards everybody, his arrogance, his demeanor, that kind of thing. So, I don't know, man. I think it's a catch-22, and I think it'll be hard to kind of play.
Gotcha. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this one plays out as we get uh into the second round in the conference semifinals. You already know how this is about to go, man. So we already got 2 game ones in the books. We got 2 more tonight, and then of course we back at it again on Wednesday. They're back at it again Wednesday with game 2. So
Yeah, man.
big ups to the Timberwolves for securing the win on how you feeling about that one?
Oh man, I think that's gonna go 7. If you really want my opinion, I really honestly believe that's gonna go game. That's gonna go 7. It's especially with the health. If we can get a semi-healthy Anthony Edwards, I think it's gonna go game 7. If he don't get hurt no more and he don't feels fearful of he don't feel fearful of the injury, I think it's gonna be a game 7, bro. The way them boys played last night, I was like, yo, I like this. I'm gonna like this series. I think I like this one. I kind of like the Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers too. I think I like them over. I would have preferred the Boston Celtics versus the Knicks, but then too, I kind of like this too. So I want to see how it's gonna work, how it's gonna play out. I just don't like Embiid.
I like this. Like the series for them, they'll be close to each other. I mean, Boston and New York would have been the same as well, but
Yep,
it would have been a rematch of last season to see if they could get that.
overcome it
this time. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to get that this time, but still, it's still up in the Upper East. It's going to remain there. So yes, folks, that's going to be the first game, and anytime that they play, those 2 teams playing, that's going to be the very first game we see. So,
Yep.
but you should be ecstatic about that. But of course, the first game, 137-98, was the Knicks in that one. So, I think what I was upset about was that game wasn't feet. That should have been the Peacock game, and then put the Timberwolves and Spurs on NBC.
I know, right?
That was crazy, man.
Yeah.
And so we got some good series lined up and whatnot. And of course, Victor Wembanyama didn't have a great shooting night, but he had a triple-double in blocks, brother.
In blocks, man. Yeah,
in
dude.
Blocks.
Was it 12?
It was like 12, 11 12, I think it was the number.
Christ. Lord.
The unanimous defensive player of the year at its finest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so,
man. Yeah.
But
yeah.
They just did it. They just did not.
And what's crazy is I think he needs to be careful because have you noticed almost like every block he's falling on the ground? So he really needs to be careful, man.
Timber.
Yeah, he needs to be careful, man. Them legs they fragile, Doc. He look like he running on stilts. He don't need to be doing that, Doc.
Facts. He don't need to be doing that at all. All right, man. Let's talk about it. Let's move forward and get to this thing we known as the takeout menu.
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it. So takeout menu is added again. Shout out to the wrestling auntie for that. She came up with that. That was funny. I like that. I'm not going to call them by their name anymore. They're going to be known as takeout menu from this time forward. So the takeout menu decided, they's like, okay, check this out. After the scrub down, which is what it says in the title, the WWE scrub down, and that featured people like Kyrie Sane being gone, the New Day leaving, Aleister Black leaving once again, and then folks
Y6.
The Y6 is gone. Tongaloa and Jason
Mateo. Yeah.
Makes me wonder how in the world Nikita Lyons keep getting through.
I have no idea. No idea. That gimmick ain't gimmicking no more.
How she keep getting through the allegations? What she got on them? What she got on TKO? What she got on Shawn Michaels? What she got on?
She's screwing one of them.
Yo, hold on, man. Something ain't right here, man. Something not right. She's still getting past.
I was a Nikita Lyons fan at one point. Man, this almost kind of like they dropped the ball with her.
Is it that they dropped the ball on her, or she dropped the ball and they just have like, you know what? We got to keep her around, man.
I mean, she done had several injuries and and stuff like that. So I don't know, man. I don't know if it's them or her.
man, it is like, come on, man, are y'all really
starving.
who the starving one here, man? Like for real, like what's going on, yo? I need answers to these questions. I have no clue. I think I lost Doc for a second. Let's see. We'll get it back in just a moment. Oh, there you go. He was laughing about it.
Yeah, I was laughing, dude. That was funny, man. I made that was so funny, man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what they're gonna do with that. I think that pressure is gonna be pressure. They just need to let her go, man. I don't know. Well, they've been working her in LFG and in Evolve. So I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know.
She's a tough call to make, dude.
Yeah, she a tough call to make, bro.
Yeah, tough call. So now
Tough call.
the rumor that's floating around is that they want their superstars to take a huge pay cut. Huge pay cut. 50% pay cut.
Why? I wonder why, sir.
I wonder why too, man. Because it's like,
What the hell's going on out here?
you tell me, Vince. I don't know. I don't know anymore, man.
Oh
Vince.
man, TKO is TKOing the WWE.
And the takeout menu definitely is taking out people's paychecks.
Livelihood, families, everything.
Hey,
Gone,
Vince would never, man. Vince would never.
At all.
It's like, man, like what we got to do to change this? But you know, ever since Mark Shapiro opened his mouth and said that this is basically we control everything.
They do, unfortunately.
They taking over everything, man, and it's becoming a big problem. I know you sent I got a video from you today from Jonathan Coachman. And look, I ain't the biggest fan of his, especially that now he done got behind a microphone and started talking.
Yeah.
But he spit out, you know, some truths about what's going on behind the scenes, dude. And I'm sitting there looking at this like, what they got going on, man? What are the reason for why now you want cutbacks? I understand that there was a deficit when they purchased WWE.
Yep.
And so now I think this is unfortunately part of it, is that because of the deficit, they have to make some significant changes when it comes to these people's contracts. Because that makes me wonder what happened with the New Day and even this rumor that's swirling about Roman.
Yeah, I saw that too. I was like, okay,
This is
why is this? I'm trying to figure out, would they now this is gonna take us into something else. Would they take the belt off of Roman now?
If he don't like the contract, yeah, he'll drop it. He'll drop the belt. I don't have an issue with that. Because this is what TKO wanted. But
no, you wait. Well, why wouldn't you have an issue with that?
why would I have an issue with it?
Why wouldn't you?
Because you playing with your stars is what you're doing. You playing. So you gonna stupid. What they say? What's dang? See, I hate when I get
Stupid is, stupid does.
You can say that all you want. No, basically, this is what TKO is saying to
You
everybody.
get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, they killing everybody. They killing the whole ranks, dude. And it's crazy because you don't expect them to. Like, you should have seen this coming, though. You know, at the end of the day, when the ticket sales went up, I said, yep, this is about to be a business thing. It's about to be about business more than it is about the fans, about putting butts in the seat. It's not even about that anymore. It's about the business. So they're making business moves. This is about trying to and Jonathan Coachman said it, and I thought this is how I was thinking anyway. They're trying to make it as if it's going to eventually be like the NBA, or the NFL, where it runs itself. The business itself runs itself without having to worry about how many people are in them stadiums or in the stands. I don't necessarily see that, because wrestling has always been hinged upon the fans. Vince went out of his way to do WrestleMania 1 in order to make an impact on the fan. The fan base is what matters. And so if you take that out of the wrestling, out of wrestling as a whole, I don't see it succeeding for a long period of time. Tony Khan finna get everybody. Your mic out. I don't hear nothing you saying, bro. Okay.
That's better.
There you go.
All right.
I was about to say, there you go.
All of a sudden, my headphones just went dead. Okay, cool. It is what it is. But at this rate right now, Doc, it's like when we're looking at all these celebrities that they're adding to the mix. Some of them are okay. Others don't even need to be there in the beginning. All right. The addition of Bad Bunny, Logan Paul, as much as you want to sit here and say they were bad, well, Bad Bunny wasn't, and Logan Paul has learned everything. But you added a Jelly Roll, you added Lil Yachty, of course, Pat McAfee being a commentator and stuff, and then becoming part-time wrestling and whatnot. Those are the celebrities. Like when you did the big Netflix premiere, everybody was on the outside. And that was cool. They weren't involved in the show. That's where I'm thinking, if you want to do that, then that's fine. But implementing them into storylines is killing the brand. And Takeout Menu is consistently been doing that. That's why I'm afraid of what they're doing currently right now with Obafemi. I hate it. I hate what they're doing with Obafemi right now. This open challenge stuff, granted, it is an open challenge. And yes, when he had that match against Otis, it looked like, yes, he was the strength, but they finna wear him out with that crap.
Yeah, well, that's kind of that's the reason why they're doing that is because they're trying to identify him as the ruler. It's still dumb. It's like oh my God.
Come on, Bill.
Dumb.
Say it for me.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Man, it's so dumb, dude. It's dumb. It's a dumb choice. But they regurgitating things that worked before. I know this is gonna take us way off subject, but I just preached a sermon Sunday about getting in a comfort zone. And now they've become creatively in a comfort zone where you don't change, you're trying to rehash and relive what worked before. And when it don't work, you just wash everything away. And when you wash everything away, it's not like you come up with something new to do. You basically just wash everything away and then was like, well, we can't do nothing with them. Here's the new day. You just wash away the opportunity to let Big E manage them and then give them another run at it versus letting them go heel. The heel turn didn't really pop like you thought it was going to pop. And then you just, well, we ain't got nothing else to creatively do with you, which is what I'm afraid of with everybody.
And that makes me wonder, okay, I'd sit here and say that everything is TKO's fault. That's partial. Because from what I remember correctly, if I remember this correctly, they pitched to Triple H of having Big E as a manager, and he said no.
Yep.
He said no.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. So it's almost kind of like, what do you want us to do when we're giving you new found ideas to help the brand continue to be a dominant brand, but then you're turning down all of the ideas. then you're coming back saying creatively, we have nothing to do. We don't know what to do with you. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
so trying to get them to get Javon in there in the New Day was a waste of time. Like, I don't know.
not the way that it was supposed to be implemented. If it was more as a face turn, then yes, that would have been okay. But it was all on a heel side, and Javon Evans is not a heel. He is so not a heel, and he will. I don't think he ever should be a heel. Just on the consideration on how much energy that he has, that a bouncy guy that's a heel just will never work. It'll never work.
Like I said, so now you try to negotiate getting them a deal that they're not going to accept because of the simple fact that now you're trying to put them in a position where they don't now creatively know what to do with you. It's starting to really be, it's starting to become a crazy. Like, I hate to say this, but some of our greatest superstars, they're going to run out of ideas. They're going to run out of ideas, and they don't have nobody in there that's creatively open enough to see storylines beyond. Like, we ain't seen a Shinsuke Nakamura. Has he been released, or is he on vacation? Like, we ain't seen a Sheamus.
Nope.
Has he been released? Or are we on vacation? We got this new group. We got this new group. What happened on Triple H? Did who got unmasked? Did we ever come up with that? My bad, man. I'm trying to move this camera.
No, it's okay.
Whatever happened to that? That when they supposed to be an unmasking? What happened?
On whose part?
On Triple A. Triple A. Remember, it was supposed to be in chat. You know,
that's still gonna happen. That's still happening. It's at the end of the month.
Wait, they moved it because it was originally supposed to be the other
At
night.
Mania. It was supposed to be
it was exactly. So what happened?
Saturday moved it to the 30th for their pay-per-view, their PLE that they're having on the 30th. And then to make matters worse, this pay-per-view is going to be at 9:00 our time in the evening. Who finna watch that?
And on top of that, now you done got Chad Gable and we got the Creed brothers. Like we don't know this. Like we don't know this. Like
I got text messages on that dude. Like, what is we doing? Like the Creed, bro. It's like, bro, it's in that.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Bro, just come out on the raw, unmasked Chad Gable. Let him go on and go on. If you want Kaiser to continue to be Americano, look, just let the unmasking happen. We don't got to wait till all of that. Just go to do it. Get him out of the mask. Bring the Creed brothers in, y'all, and we back at a faction. Like, so it's dumb. They just making dumb choices, and they don't have nobody in there that's creatively strong enough to say, yo, we need to do something different with all of these storylines. I don't feel like they would listen to Paul Heyman if Paul Heyman was the creator.
Oh no. I don't think Paul Heyman like what's going on either.
No, I don't. I don't think so either. I don't think so either.
But he has to go along with it because that's his job, man. That's his job. And
so what you think about this Brock thing? Do you think that's a legitimate thing?
That Brock getting sued?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna play out. As a matter of fact, to be honest, I don't care. I hope Brock wins that suit. I hope he wins that suit. And if he does, he shouldn't even care about it because, again, he went out on his terms and he felt like Obafemi was the greater bunch. And then what I'm afraid now is that Oba is going to get the punishment from Brock's sins.
He probably gonna get punished for not. I wouldn't even say that because my thing of it is I like the fact that Brock didn't want to lose to no Gunther. Like I liked it. I loved it. I love it. Listen. If I didn't, I'm a now. Everybody know I'm a Brock fan. I know people don't like Brock, but I like Brock. I actually like.
Outside of wrestling, I get it.
I don't like him outside of wrestling. I like him as the wrestler, right? Like the wrestler to me, I like the dominance. I like the come in, destroy everybody. I hated the fact that they always made him do that against us. However, I do like the fact that I like a dominant superstar. We need that. Like we need a dominant superstar in the faction. But my problem with it is that when it comes to Brock, I think a lot of the issues that happen, it's almost kind of like him making this choice was perfectly placed to prevent it from being another Gunther. Like Gunther's taking out all of the major mainstream superstars. Think about it: John Cena, Goldberg, AJ Styles, right? He's retired them. Put Brock Lesnar on that list, it will make Brock look like a punk, a wimp. It'll make him look like his whole entire career wasn't worth a pile of nothing if Gunther made him lose. Of all people, Gunther. Now you get Brock and Gunther to fight on a regular night, just at a regular pace, with no career on the line, no nothing. Wins for you? Who wins? That's all I'm asking. Who
Brock will win
wins?
less than 5 minutes.
Beat that. He would beat Gunther so bad. Bruh.
That Gunther would have to retire himself.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point exactly. So you think about Brock losing to Gunther for his last match, you think he gonna want that set for his career? Absolutely not. So I respect him saying, if I'm gonna lose to retire, then I want my loss to be to somebody that I can build up to be the next big thing. It makes a whole lot of sense. What does not make sense, though, is the fact that if they're suing him for him choosing when he wants to retire and not when they want him to retire, and how he retires, I think that's a bad look on TKO or the WWE. That's all I'm saying. That's a bad look for them to try to choose when he should retire or who he should lose to in his retirement. I think that's crazy as crap.
At it as because now they don't have no big SummerSlam match as of now.
Make one.
Okay.
Like make one. Make one. It's so many
3 months away, but you
don't think we can come up with a big, huge main event for SummerSlam? And SummerSlam is still a 2-day show.
Oof. I wish they never did that.
It's too late now. They've been advertising this since last year.
But again, this is about that deficit that we mentioned earlier in the program. It's because they're trying to make money hand over fist to get back to where they once was. And what it's doing is it's causing more issues than it is helping. You're trying to have the superstars take pay cuts now because you're trying to again cut the deficit. And then you gouging prices for fans where fans are getting the short end of the stick. Now you're trying to do this club WWE thing that makes you think that people are going to actually go into this and think that it's going to be something when you had the WWE network and you couldn't do anything because everything in the inside was not working out, where your IPs were shutting down and stuff, and you got buffering and all that crazy stuff. Like, you could do this from within, but you choosing not to because you're thinking that other things is going to make it better for you. Like, we got to go through several different channels just to watch WWE program.
And we got to go through several different network streaming, everything. You go here for you go Netflix for Raw. You go to CW. You go to what's
for NXT.
I'm saying,
we got to go to YouTube for AAA. We got to go to USA Cable for
Raw.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. Yep.
And then, not to mention, we got your stuff on Netflix that you got to go to watch other programming of WWE. Because
Peacock, you got to go to Peacock for Peacock. You still got to go to Peacock for LFG.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's wild, man.
That's all I'm saying. It's like
now all of the PLEs for NXT are now on YouTube. Peacock.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are we doing here, man? But all right, let's try to make some sense of it. Backlash, the main event in Backlash is Jacob Fatu versus Roman Reigns. How you like it? How this story is building up?
Hey. I like it.
I ain't gonna front. If it wasn't for that death grip, I don't think this story.
I'm gonna tell you what. Let me tell you why I like it and I don't. Okay, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Okay.
I like it and I don't. I like it because of the simple fact that Roman really, I don't think, if you're not trying to get Roman and Oba in a match right now, Roman needs a competitor that's going to push him. So I like the fact that it's Jacob. I think it should be for Jacob's submission to be a part of the family, right? I think it should be like that. That's what I think it should be. However, will it be? I don't know. Will Solo get involved? Because Solo is now after Jacob. Will Royce Keys get involved? Because now you're trying to play. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like this, dude. I don't like this. In every freaking match, we got an interference. Why? What is wrong with y'all in these storylines? And everything got to be interfered with, man. I'm going like, yo, we can't have solid matches. Look, it's frustrating. I'll get up. It's frustrating, bro.
I ain't gonna lie. When Jacob did the Tongan death grip the first time, I was shocked.
Oh, I was too.
That was not expected. Now that he has continuously used it in this last one, I will say, was the good one. This last one that he used it, because he did it like 4 different times.
Yeah.
Last night. He did it the minute that Roman said something that he was beneath him. He used it then, right? Then he got him into the opposite corner. He used it then. Then he got him into the other corner. He used it again, and Roman fought it off. And then after the 10 punches on the corner, he used it again to the point where then Roman sold it to the point where he was losing air, and then he got put.
Hey man, that man can sell. He can sell. I ain't gonna lie, dude. I like the fact that he can sell, man.
I like the fact that the Samoans can do the selling. The only person that don't sell to me is Solo. Solo is the most terrible person to sell.
Solo is comedy relief for me, dude.
Look,
it be his face.
You ever seen when he get thrown out the ring? He already turned it.
Yeah.
To get thrown out. It's like, and now it's something like seriously wrong than I understand. But man, every time he get ready to get thrown out the ring, he already turned it. Because he about to get thrown out. Yes, it is for dramatic reasons and views, but at the same time, as I'm sitting there watching this,
he sells everybody else's stuff, man.
Roman
He
sales,
be
boy,
funny.
he does some selling, man.
No, I'm talking about Solo. Solo sells everybody else's stuff because when he be in there with Jacob and with Jay and Jimmy, he be it's his I don't know, man. I be laughing because he be sitting there going.
Now that the comedy stuff, yes,
like this comedy stuff, dude. That's how he sells to me.
I'm talking when he get hit, like
nah, he don't sell much in the ring. He sells though.
He don't
sell. That dude sell the crap out of that mess when he doing his comic relief. Cause I be laughing so hard.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. He'll sell that, but when he get hit, he will not sell it.
Yeah.
Or if he sells it, it's going to be an oversell.
Yeah.
Like I get it. Like when The Rock was doing it, when he took stunners, like the way he sold it, it was an oversell, but it was hilarious how he sold it.
Yeah, right. Or Shawn Michaels.
He would jump into the stunner. He would jump on
I did flip all the way up, flip off him. Yeah. He definitely was.
But yeah, when Roman took that death grip, man, and you can see him selling it. And it was just crazy how, and then you got Jacob, with all the hair flying around and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sitting there looking at this. I'm like, this is hilarious to me, man.
My brother's taking forever to come out this house.
The first, but what I will say to that effect is that it leads to an interesting championship match for sure. And the question after that is going to be, where do we go from here? And
Oba is going to be the SummerSlam match.
Against who, though?
Roman freaking Reigns.
So does Jacob get the title off of Roman?
Nope. I'm telling you, Jacob need to lose this title Saturday, and Roman need to make him submit to being under with the family.
That way, it makes it a little difficult for Oba to try to just get it just off of Roman.
And then you'll have the Usos and all of them jump Oba, and Oba kind of be this dumb. You really want to sell it. The whole point is to sell Oba. And so how do you sell it? You make all of these guys literally jump Oba, and Oba don't stay down. He don't stay defeated. He coming back out again, still still doing his strut. And then bam, he beating them, he taking them down one by one. And all of that. I think we still need a Oba. I like Oba versus what's Big Boy with Solo.
Oh, you talking about
one of them Tungas. Tola Tunga.
Yes.
Let him go against him. The big guys, strong, powerful. I
want Omos to come in on this.
Omos can come in on it. It's so many things you can do. Again, we talking about bad creative writing. If the people in that creative room will get more chaotic, they got to think more chaotic within the confines of not becoming AEW or becoming hardcore.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Like the hardcore.
Would you use as a device? Would you use Omos in this case with Oba if he needs help per se against the bloodline?
Wait, let me ask you a question. Is Apollo Creed gone?
I want to say yes. I want to say he is gone. Yeah, he got released.
Dang it. Okay, so but two big guys. I'm trying to see if I could see how to write. So that would mean if I was gonna do that, I would have to write Solo and Tola Tonga into the family bloodline back with Roman and all of them, and them as a family going against them too. I can see that. I can see that. I can see a big war out of that.
I guess my issue with that is if they're going to reform the bloodline, because that's what the takeout menu keeps seeing as a moneymaker at this point. Because takeout menu is really licking their chops to hoping that a bloodline reunion is back in order. And not mentioned when I mentioned that. But if that were to be the case, you would almost have to make it difficult for Oba to try and get that title off of him. But he'd almost need an army himself. Even if you were to include, get this, the Street Profits to get involved with this particular thing. Like
so then if you're gonna include the Street Profits, then you're gonna have to take the belts off of Vision.
Maybe because
it gives them another.
Hey, I know this is going to sound crazy. If we're going to get another Civil War, bloodline involved at Survivor Series, you looking at a potential where you got them 5 men, Usos, Solo. I ain't even mentioned Jacob, Tola, and Roman. If they were to all go against Oba, Omos, the Street Profits, and maybe even, I don't know, Seth Rollins. You looking at a crazy match like that.
Okay.
Because Seth got issues with everybody on that side.
Seth ain't got no friends.
He ain't got no friends. And what we've noticed, my man said, man, you stay on your end and I'm gonna stay on mine. And he was like, thank you. My tail was like, thank you, dude. Because this ain't even about you. This is about us getting gold again.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it cracks me up how Joe Hendry has now got involved with this particular group. But that's because he inserted himself with Logan Paul. He said, you just not feeling that whatsoever.
I don't believe.
Who does Danhausen get as his? So apparently there's somebody money-wise that is going to be at this match Saturday.
Who doesn't Danhausen pick as his tag team partner?
As a tag team partner. You want to wait till? No, let's do it today just in case we don't do it Thursday. Because we got Seth and Brian, Io versus Oscar. That Io versus Oscar is going to be a good one. And I hate that it's at Backlash instead of Mania.
I agree. That's going. Well, we couldn't get a Mania match out of that. They was too busy in that tag match. Yeah.
And where the heck is Paige?
She was on. Oh no, they was on Raw last week. Was they on Raw last week?
Well, yeah, of course, the Raw after Mania, right? Or no, that ain't the Raw after Mania.
No. They was on Raw last week because they came out and they started talking noise to. No, they weren't Raw. That was on SmackDown. They was talking noise to. No, that had to be Raw. I'm trying to remember who they was talking noise to. They was talking noise to somebody, and it ended up becoming a problem. If I'm Lash and Nia, but that's SmackDown, ain't it?
Yeah,
I want to say it was SmackDown. I think that was SmackDown, bro. They just came out and had their whole little combative thing with Lash and but I think and I don't understand why Lash and them still don't have the belts. Like I'm still thrown off at why they snatched the belts off of them. That makes no sense to me at all. For another Bella's run? Why? Why? I'm confused. That's why I said it's the nostalgia of going back in time to kind of relive some of these moments. We need to let it go. Let's start new. We need new creative. New creative. Now, as far as Danhausen, who would he get?
Said somebody that got some money. I know you ain't talking about no Ted DiBiase. I know that. Everybody got a price. I know you ain't talking about no Ted DiBiase, man.
He said it was somebody who got money.
Yeah. It ain't, and you sure ain't no Vince. It ain't no Vince, man. Come on, this TKO we talking about here. Take out baby.
Baron Corbin.
If he come back, dude, I'm done with period. Done, period, man.
Would it be Baron Corbin? I'm only asking because remember Baron Corbin before he left was supposed to be what was his name? Happy Corbin. And he got rich, whatever. And he had that feud against.
Jesus, don't, please don't be no JBL, whatever.
Nah, ain't gonna be no JBL. Don't be
JBL. I'm sitting there looking like this.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
JBL's retired. That's not gonna happen.
Stay retired. Stay retired, Doc. Stay retired. I wouldn't be surprised they turn around and be like,
get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah, it ain't gonna be JBL, dude. It ain't gonna be JBL. It ain't gonna be Ted DiBiase.
Send somebody with money. Who is it gonna be, bro?
I have no idea.
Is gonna have a match at Backlash
against who?
That's what I'm saying. Is he going? I don't know. Because everybody.
No, what's the name? What? Gunther attacked him, didn't he?
That's right. He did. He wanted that WWE title match. So maybe Gunther.
Yeah.
I think Punk interferes.
Nah.
So to secure the SummerSlam match in Minnesota. Come on, man. Punk versus Cody.
Punk is old. Punk is old. He need a break. He's taking a vacation right now. Him and AJ needs to go and rekindle and rethink their whole comeback. They got in there with them bumps and bruises. They're like, hey, yo, we too old. Let these young kids have it, man. Just gonna call it quits.
Oh, it's true.
Just call it real. It's okay.
We're in the overtime, folks, just for a little bit. But real quick before we get out of here. One story that came across my path, right? Was this story about Stefan Diggs and his chef that allegedly said she was what's the word I want to look for? Hold on. I want to see this real quick. It was an accuser being allegedly attacked. But now she was a chef and then she got attacked by Stefan Diggs. So the lawyer now comes in and says, I got some receipts for you about you saying that you was not paid during your tenure. You asked for 2 or 3 weeks. And boy, this is the funniest thing to me I've seen today. This how
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Paid for 2 of the 3 weeks that you said you hadn't gotten paid for, right?
This is missing a whole lot of stuff.
The yes or no question.
I can't answer your question correctly without the proper evidence.
Your Honor, may I approach?
She got receipts in her hand. Doc, she got receipts in her hand. This is the lawyer.
Do you recognize this document as text exchanges between you and Sunny?
She looks at the document. She's looking at it. You can't lie.
Yes.
Dated December 9, 2025.
Yes.
And you're the person in the bubbles on the left.
Yes.
And you write to Sunny, hey, so I looked over my transfers, payment history, and they sent payments 11/7 and 11/21 totaling $4,000. See that?
Dang.
Yes.
So you knew that you had actually been paid for 2 of those 3 weeks that
Dang.
you tried to get paid for again, right?
Dang.
What's your name? I never liked
What's
you.
your name? I cheated.
Did you know
I
that
don't
you
know.
had
I was
been-
trying to address you by your name because I'm not this.
Dang.
I don't know. I can't answer that question correctly.
You knew on December 9th that you had been paid for 2 of the 3 weeks you said you hadn't been paid for, didn't you?
I don't understand the question.
You just
Oh.
acknowledged you wrote it to Sunny.
I was supposed to be paid for the week I was sent home. So
Okay.
I sent the incorrect amount because I didn't know he wasn't paying me for that week.
Right, so you sought $6,000 instead of $2,000.
That's my calculations was
And so that last week, that was a week you didn't work, right?
because I was sent home.
Right, so you weren't in the kitchen cooking.
Mrs. Diggs sent me home because he had girls at the
Ma'am,
house.
whatever you're going to
I
add
should
is
be
not
paid.
responsive. Your Honor?
Yes. I'm still understanding the question you're being asked.
I don't
Answer
understand.
her question. Answer it for me.
Oh, she fidgeting now. She sweating.
Hey, deer caught in headlights, bro.
She sweating. She don't know what to do.
Hey, this
Horrible.
is the response to that one.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Get nothing.
Absolutely.
But that's the crazy thing, boy. When she saw them receipts, boy, she thought you could have thought a ghost came to her in front of her. She was that. Hey, hey, and they did what I asked.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Did what they asked, and she talking about something. That she trying to say now. I mean, it is what it is at this point. All right, gang. All right, I wanted to throw that funny thing out there because it was hilarious to me when I saw it.
That's horrible, dude. That's horrible. That's absolutely horrible. All right, he's deciding to finally come out. So,
all right, gang. So let's get up on out of here, then, sir. That's how we'll end it right there. Thank y'all
I
so
know,
much
right?
into the show today, and we will catch y'all on the next time, y'all. So,
Yes, sir.
With some chaos, bro. Look, what we say all the time, sir.
Peace and hair grease, baby.
We'll see y'all on the A Train show. So long for now.
Yes, sir.
This is the X Fan Show. For the fans, by the fans.